Hi, trippy beautiful soul. Welcome to Talk with Tabs. Today we are going to talk about one of the yamas, ahimsa, non-violence. What are yamas? What is ahimsa? Well, ahimsa is non-violence. I just said that. Ha! What is the yamas? So I'm currently reading this book, The Yamas and Niyamas, by Deborah Adele. Exploring yoga's ethical practice. So yamas are a type of ethical practice. What is going on? With my voice today, all crazy. Ethical practice. They're like guidelines, ways of living. And so it says here, they're ethical disciplines, thought of as guidelines. And also in another book that I have, that I got from my yoga school. Shout out to my vinyasa practice. Love you. It says here, yamas relate to how we engage with others and ourselves. Yamas are thought of as moral obligations. So there are 5 yamas. We're going to talk about the first yama, which is ahimsa, non-violence. So what does it mean to be violent? Violence is more than just like physically hurting someone, like hitting someone, slapping someone, throwing a rock at someone. Like it's more than just that. Like you can also hurt somebody like emotionally, and there's just so many ways you can hurt someone. Also, you can also be violent to yourself through saying mean stuff about yourself. Like if you're looking in the mirror like, girl, you don't look good today. Like that's a violent act. Don't be mean to yourself. Give yourself love and light and tell yourself you look beautiful, because that's the truth. There's a little part I'm going to read here. It says ahimsa, or non-violence, literally means to do no harm. Calls forth from us our most brilliant and best self. Our capacity to be non-violent depends on our proactive practice of courage, balance, love of self, and compassion for others. Let's talk about courage. I feel like if we don't have courage, we have fear. And fear brings so much chaos to one's life. Anger, violence, it can bring like walls, like you can build walls of protection because you're afraid of this or that. It can bring greed and control and worry because you're afraid. And there's 2 types of fear. There's a fear that keeps us alive, and there's a fear that keeps us from living. There's a fear that we just have fight or flight, for survival. And there's a fear that stems from the unknown. So an example for me, I do have a fear. I used to think that I never had a fear. I feel like I used to be fearless. And I'm coming back to that, fearlessness. But I have a huge fear of driving. Driving freaks me out. I don't like driving. I just feel like I'm most afraid of driving when I don't know where I'm driving to, if I haven't driven on that road before, or even if like there's a lot of cars on the road, I'm afraid that like I don't fully know what I'm doing. Even though like I know how to drive, I have a driver's license. I guess I don't want to say I know fully how to drive. But I'm afraid to like switch lanes. If there's a bus in front of me and it's stopped to like pick up people, best believe I'm stopping behind that bus and I'm waiting until it goes to picks up those people and continues. But not all the time. I mean, if the road is like super clear next to me, I will switch lanes. But if the traffic is flowing, I'm not gonna even try, because I just have a huge fear. I fear like I'm gonna hit someone, or I fear like my driving is just gonna look so ugly, that like people are gonna think like, girl, why you do that? Or girl, dang, you don't know how to drive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just have a fear of like U-turns, and like a fear of yields, and I'm working through it to get over it, because when you have a fear, you're missing out on opportunities. So I am slowly starting to drive a little more. I wear glasses And so my glasses I currently have, they broke, so I'm waiting on new ones to come in, and once they come in, I'm just gonna be hardcore driving. I don't have my own car right now, it's a shared car, but once I get my own car, of course I'm gonna be driving more, so I want to be prepared for when that time comes. But yeah, I feel like I'm missing out on opportunities. So like, I could be driving and I could be experiencing new parks, new places, taking my boys on new adventures, but I'm a weenie and I don't like to drive. I'm just a passenger princess, and I'm okay with it. But I know, like, I don't want to have that fear of driving because I have kids, and of course I want to drive them around and take them to new places, and bring their friends on adventures, and I'll be driving us everywhere, and I don't want to be afraid. Like, I have like my life and their lives in my hands, at the wheel. Like, I need to be confident driving. So that's a fear I'm overcoming, and I'm super excited, and I'm so grateful to be getting over that fear, to be taking the steps to get over that fear so that I can comfortably, confidently go on adventures. Fear lives in our imagination. I be imagining that I'm gonna not drive good, right? But when I go out there on the road, I probably drive so great, but I'm imagining that I don't drive great. I'm imagining that I'm the worst driver ever. And therefore I'm like manifesting that. So I need to relax and tell myself I'm a great driver. You're gonna see me on that road and you'll be like, dang, who that? Because she drives amazing. She must be a professional driver. Yes, it's me. Do things that you're afraid of, because it brings new experiences and it opens up new doors. Obviously, have your boundaries, and you know what like feels right in your gut, and you also know what doesn't feel right. Like, fear of driving, for me, it feels right in my gut to drive. So it doesn't feel like I'm not on my right path, or like I'm being violent to myself by driving. No, when I drive, I know that's good for me. So do things that you're afraid of. Maybe it's reaching out to someone you haven't talked to in a while because you're afraid of like what they might think of you, how they're gonna react. Do it anyways, because you need to get out of your comfort zone, and you need to do things that you're afraid of, because that is how you're gonna grow, and that is how you're gonna experience life to the fullest with no fear, or less fearlessness. I mean, you can have fear, but you can have fear. It's okay to have fear, but have fear and do it anyways. Be afraid, but still do it. Like, I'm afraid to drive, and I'm still gonna do it every day. That's the goal. Drive somewhere every day. And I'm gonna be so afraid at first, and then eventually I won't be. And then you start to get more courageous. You start to experience life with a new light, because you will be experiencing life with a new light because you're more courageous, which brings more kindness, brings less worry, less stress. So do it. Tap into your fears. Overcome those fears. Because when you're afraid, you can snap, you can get stressed, and you can get worried. You can get violent when you're afraid. Like, let's say you're afraid of being late somewhere. So you're getting ready in a rush because you woke up late, and you snap at your kids, or you snap at your partner, you snap at somebody that you don't even know. You just be snapping because you're afraid of being late. Like, why do you gotta snap at them? It's not your fault. Oh, it's not your fault. It's not their fault that you're late. You know what I mean? So like, that is an act of violence because you're afraid of being late, so you're being violent to others. Chill. It's okay to be late. It's not the end of the world if you're late. Okay? Obviously, don't create a pattern of being late, but don't tap into the fear of being late. Be afraid of being late and do it anyways. You're gonna be late anyways, right? Because you're already late. So might as well enjoy the ride to work or wherever you're going that's late. No more no snapping at people. Be like, hi, I love you. I gotta go. Bye. And go. So don't let fear run your life. You run your life. Find some balance in your life too. So maybe you have a crazy life. Everybody has a crazy busy life nowadays, right? Take some time to just sit with yourself, create space for yourself to just sit and think and write, or don't even think, just be, meditate, breathe. Give yourself space to tap into you, tap into your truth. Journal, maybe imagine, have the good fearless type of imagine, like imagine how my life would be if I wasn't afraid to drive. Imagine the places I would take my kids if I'm not afraid to drive. Have that type of imagine, and just call that, own that, claim that fearlessness. When we tune into ourselves, we're listening to our deepest, inner, highest self, right? We're tapping into ourselves. We're realizing things. We're awakening a little more. We're seeing what our body needs. So we're taking care of ourselves. If our body's tired, maybe we need sleep. We need to not be violent with our bodies and deplete ourselves of sleep. We need to not be violent with our bodies and deplete ourselves of nutrition. We need to not be violent with our bodies and deplete ourselves of movement, of flow, right? So create some balance in your life. Take some time to figure out what that balance is for you. Let's talk about self-love. I'm going to read a little line from this book. How we treat ourselves is in truth how we treat those around us. As within, so without, right? I like to say as within, so around. So how we treat ourselves, that also is how we treat the people, our environment around us. If we neglect ourselves, or maybe we're neglecting the people that we live with, our friends, our relationships, Mother Nature. If you're mean to yourself, if you have like super high expectations of yourself, if you're just too hard on yourself, then people are gonna notice that, and they're gonna think like, oh my gosh, she has high expectations of me too, or like, dang, she's gonna be hard on me too. Like, they know. People notice. People feel a vibe. They see a vibe. They experience the vibe. Like, they'll know in some form how you acting, how you treating yourself. They'll see it. So treat yourself with so much love, so much respect, and so much compassion. Practice falling in love with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Be like, ooh, I love you. Literally, give yourself a hug. I love you. What do you love about you? Say that. Say what you love about you. I love that I'm doing this podcast, even though I feel like I'm not great at public speaking. I feel like this is a form of public speaking because I know more than one person is going to listen to this. I feel, even if it's just 2 people, I love myself for doing things that I love. Like, I do love to talk, even though I do know I need some work on my vocabulary and the way I present, because I'd be saying sometimes I'm like having like a full on, like I'm super into my combo, and then like I just forget or I just freeze and I'm like, dang, what was I saying? Like, I lost my train of thought. I feel like that'd be happening to me a lot. I love myself for still doing this podcast. I love myself for having a YouTube channel. I love myself for becoming a yoga teacher. I love myself for being a personal trainer. I love myself for loving others. I'm gonna drink some water now. I love myself for doing the hard things, for driving, for practicing driving, for putting this podcast out. It may not be super great, but I know I'm gonna get better. So thank y'all for tuning in. We got more to talk about though. But seriously, love yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror, smile at yourself, and literally mean it what you say. Whether that's, I look so beautiful today, or I look extra bright today, like my energy is glowing. My face is glowing because my energy is glowing. My hair is popping. My nails are popping. My lips are plumping. My eyes are glistening. My ears are listening. Oh, crazy. Whatever you want to say to yourself, say it, mean it with so much love. Because love you. Don't forget about you. You're so important too. Yes, your sister and your aunt and your mother and your father and your kids are so important, and you love them, but you need to love yourself, because how are you going to love them fully if you don't fully love yourself? Because they're going to see that. Everybody around you is going to see that you love everybody around you, but yourself, nah. You need to love yourself, because therefore you'll love everyone around you. And if we're not able to love ourselves, it's easy to like try to fix people or like solve problems or like tune into somebody else's life. If you tune in more to someone else's life than your own, you don't really fully love yourself, is what I feel like. Or like you think something is missing and it's not. There's no lack in your life, okay? No focus on the lack. You are important, and I'm not saying that someone else, and I'm not saying that there's other people more important than you. No. Or you're more important than other people. No way. We meet. Middle ground. We meet. We're on the same level. I am you and you are me. That's how I feel. You can feel however you want to feel, but how I feel is I am you and you are me and we are one. There's a little portion in here that talks about this. Like if you're not loving yourself fully and you're seeking to like better someone else's life, that can turn into a sense of like controlling someone else, or a sense of like you do stuff for them so they don't get to fully experience that and like learn and grow in that area because you want to take it over. So step back. Instead of helping someone, support them. Be on the same level with them. You're not above them to help them. You're right here to support them. You're helping them with have their foundation be solid. You know? Your help. That is one word that says it in here, I believe, too. The word help. We're going to talk about the word help. I love words. Words are so powerful. So the word help here says help carries the connotation that I am more skilled at life's decisions and challenges than the other person is. Help is a one-up on the other person, whereas support meets the other person on equal playing ground with equal ability and is able to sit with more awe and respect than answers. I love that. I love words. I love to change. I love to like level up my vocabulary and then change words. Like I took out the word can't from my vocabulary. So, help. Instead of wanting to help all these people, how about support them? Listen to them. Listen to them and be like, And you know, like when people start talking, they like say things out loud to someone and they're listening, and then they have like realizations like, oh my gosh, like how about this or that or this? Be like, Keep listening. And then if they ask you a question, yes, you can give an answer of support. Have faith in people, trust people that they can do it themselves, that they have the power and the capability to figure it out. And if they truly need more guidance, more support, they'll come to you. So no pressure from you to them. They got this. Support instead of help. Let's talk about compassion. Let's talk about doing simple acts of kindness daily and what that does for the world, for the universe, for people, for the environment, for auras, energetic fields. Do simple, small acts of kindness daily, and that is going to help the universe. Be so kind and remember and allow others' lives to be just as important as our own. My life is just as important as your life. Your life is just as important as my life. Let's be kind to each other, and let's be kind to all, and let's support each other. There's another line I want to read from this book. It says, ahimsa, which is nonviolence, asks us to step lightly, do no harm, and to honor the relationship we have with the earth, with each other, and with ourselves. I love that too. We are living on this planet together. We love each other. we love this planet, and we love ourselves. We are kind to ourselves, we are kind to each other, and we are kind to this planet that we live on. That is non-violence, ahimsa. This last thing I'm going to read from this book that I really like is a statement by Etty Hillesum. I don't know if I'm saying that name right, but it's a young Holocaust victim. Ultimately, we have just one moral duty: to reclaim large areas of peace in ourselves, more and more peace, and to reflect it towards others. And the more peace there is in us, the more peace there will also be in our troubled world. And so it is. I love it. Ahimsa, non-violence. Don't be violent to yourself. Don't be violent to others. Don't be violent to Mother Gaia. Don't be violent to your things, to yourself, to your pets, to your friends, to your plants, to the animals in this world. Don't be violent. Be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be kind to Mother Gaia. And this world will literally be a better place. Thank you for tuning in to Talk with Taz, to talk about Yama number 1, ahimsa. There'll be another podcast eventually in the future to talk about Yama number 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll get into the niyamas eventually too. I think there's also 5 of those. Thank you for tuning in to the kindness, to the uplifting energy. Peace and love.